What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Today's video, we are on the test server here, so thank you Plarium for allowing us access. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Iudex Artor, the brand new 25-day login champion that everyone will get for free, guaranteed, even if you miss a day from the login calendar. And I'm going to show you guys 5 builds here that are especially good for PvE content. Now, my first video showcase on Artor mainly focused on arena battles, where I think he's actually incredibly good as well, especially for newer accounts that can definitely benefit a lot from his entire kit. But he also can be extremely good in PvE. So I'm talking wave content, I'm talking Hydra. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys 5 builds here I got for you guys, and we'll test them out. Let's quickly jump into his kit here real quick. I know you guys have heard all about him for a while, so real quick here. We got Iudex Artor. I'm going to call him Artor. He's a spirit-based support champion. He's got speed in arena battle here for 25, which is pretty solid. Arbor is 30%. He's got an A1 AoE heal for 5% of his max HP. 5% max HP is not very big at all, so it's a little bit of a heal, but it's not a massive part of his kit. Big part of his kit, obviously, is a turn meter boost, increased attack and strengthen on a 3-turn, very solid ability. And then he has a single target revive with the plus attack and an instant damage here against the lowest HP enemy, which is, that's fine, a little bit extra damage. And his passive here helps to reset his revive if it kills somebody. Base stats, nothing too crazy, nothing too OP, just fair for him. But yeah, let's quickly jump into some of the builds I got here for you guys, and I'll showcase on how they actually work. So I'm going to show you guys Artor. So first we're going to go with a stun set. So I got a stun set here with a retaliation set. Retaliation is a 2-piece set you get from Ice Golem. It gives you a 15% chance to counterattack when hit. Now that's not too crazy. It's a little bit worse. It's a little bit better than a 1 in 7 chance of happening. But when paired with the stun set, it's going to give you some extra chances to land the stuns. 18% chance to land stuns here from the stun set. And then it's also going to heal your team up by 5% every time you counter attacks. Now, the best thing about having a stun set on a champion like this is that it doesn't require accuracy. And Artor's kit does not require accuracy. So it fits really well, especially with his A1. So you're getting additional heal benefits as well as his A1. And because he has a retaliation set, he's going to be A1ing way more often, giving you more heals, more stuns, no accuracy needed. So it's much easier to build than usual. With that in mind, a random stun set with just some speed makes the most sense. Of course, you want to boost up his HP a little bit just to make sure his heals actually do some healing. 5% again is not that much. A little bit reasonable on the speed, no accuracy or resistance is needed, no damage is needed on him. He's not a damage dealer or anything like that. As for the relics, you probably want the journal. The journal gives you turn meter boost as well as a heal boost, which obviously fits his kit very nicely. It's a rare, it's easy to get. After that, in terms of blessings here, cruelty makes the most sense for PvE content. Cruelty decreases the defense of the enemy. Since he has an A1, he's going to decrease the defense of everybody, so that's very good. You can also use brimstone as well, but brimstone does require accuracy to land unless you have a 6-star brimstone, which makes it a guarantee placement. Other than the 6-star, you do need accuracy, so keep that in mind when building them out. For the masteries here, I went with War Master, so you can pitch in some damage against bosses. But if you want to just use him as a CC champion, you can definitely go down to Fearsome Presence. You're going to get an extra 5% chance on the stuns, up to 23% instead of 18%. I went down the support tree because it gives you a little bit more value in terms of his heals. It gives you some value on his buffs. And it also gives you a little bit extra speed for his revive ability. You can definitely go down defense tree here, get the blast proof, and then get the counterattacks here, which are pretty good. Again, counterattacks with his A1 can be very solid. So yeah, this is the first build here. Like I said, I got 5 builds for you guys. Let's see how this build works in a team setting and where I would use them. All right, so we're on floor 117 of Hard Doom Tower here. It feels like a pretty moderate team. The gear is not insane or anything. I watered down some of the builds a little bit. We got Drexar here as a free champion from the shop collection fragments. Elva here, potentially you could have her from, the welcome back packages that you guys get. Sun Wukong here from a promo code. Ugo is an epic, and then you have Artor here as well. Let's see how this run plays out. We're going to use Artor here in the stun set just to see exactly what he can do. So we got Elva here. She is a support, brings the block debuff and cleanse. We got some CC here from AoE Provoke from Drexar. But let's see Artor get to work. Artor started off with a turn meter boost. And then we're going to go in the A1. The A1 just landed 2 stuns there, guys. It's very, very easy to stack those stuns. If Artor starts getting hit, he's going to be counterattacking even more. You see right there, some hits. No stuns there, unfortunately. It's only 18% chance. But you guys kind of get the gist, right? He can definitely help you guys out. Just have a balanced team here. He provides strengthen, which isn't like a super, super common buff, which really, really helps. Especially if you have like, you know, not perfect teams to go through content. The heals obviously help as well. If you guys have additional stats, putting him with some resistance really helps so that he cannot be crowd controlled, so that he can come back in and revive or Terminator boost so your team can quickly recover. So we don't really have real DPS on this team here. We just have Sun Wukong. He's going to benefit a lot from the plus attack. And he's a bit of a meat shield himself because, you know, he can kind of get hit. He will get targeted. And then come back because of his passive. You see there, we landed 1 stun on the Stagnite. But that's kind of what we're looking at. Every A1, you're probably looking at about 1 stun. Like I said, 18%. You got 5 enemies. So that's about right. You get a little bit of a heal as well. We do have a couple of healers on this squad here. With Elva and Ugo. But I think obviously the cleanse is going to be very important, right? He doesn't bring a cleanse, but having him basically not CC'd allows him to stun and heal, right? So we saw there he landed 2 stuns before Wukong finished off the wave. Here's an A1 again. We can land 1 stun. Heal up our whole crew, of course. Here comes decreased defense, a little bit scary. And then we stunned another one of his champions, another one of the enemies there. Iudex falls down. Let's see if we can get the pickup here from Artor. These guys are hitting pretty hard, actually. The pickup went... Okay, there we go. The pickup went to Sun Wukong, unfortunately. If you're manualing this, then obviously you pick up Artor there. There we go. We got the strengthen back up. Decreased defense with the block bust. Very useful here. And then we got the freezes on us. That kind of sucks. Let's see here. Got the A1 again. Little bit of a heal needed. Strengthen really helps. See Artor there just tank that Whirlum with the strengthen only, no increased defense. A1 again from retaliation there. You see that? Retaliation triggering the A1, triggering a stun. Very, very useful. And yeah, I mean, like I said, guys, it's a moderate team. It's not overpowered in terms of gear. I'll show you guys the gear here real quick. 3 minutes to clear this. Stage 117. So we'll quickly go over the gear here. So we got Elva here. She is pretty quick in a 9-piece protection. Now this is not moderate. This is pretty fast, right? And then we got Sun Wukong here. He is in a merciless set, not crit capped, you know, moderate crit damage and all that, but he is in a 6-piece merciless set. If you have a better Savage set with more stats, then it's about the same, but obviously the 6-piece merciless set still relatively powerful, even with reduced stats. We have Iudex Artor here with, you know, 200 speed, enough accuracy to land stuff. But yeah, bit watered down. We got Artor in the stun set. And then we got Ugo here with the Hex set. Nothing too crazy. I mean, she has enough accuracy to land against this stage. Good HP. But the focus here is how Artor actually works in that kind of setting. So I'm going to show you guys a couple more builds here. First, let's look at a variant of this build. So this is my preferred kind of like crowd control build with a stun set. You could definitely go into a provoke set as well, like this. So I just swapped it out with the retaliation and a provoke set. So provoke gives you a 30% chance to provoke. It's a high percentage to basically crowd control than stun, but stun is a stronger crowd control because you don't take any damage from it. Obviously still pairing with the counterattack from the retaliation can be very, very strong. Total stats here with the provoke set, I mean, it's about the same, about 250 speed with some HP just so you can get some heals off. But yeah, this is just a variation of the first set. Now these are what I would say are, you know, pretty good PvE sets. Now I have some sets here that might actually work very, very well with things like Hydra. So I'm going to talk to you guys specifically about some Hydra builds here. Obviously, you can use the provoke setup here with the retaliation versus Hydra. So if you wanted a set build that kind of works for PvE waves and Hydra. You can definitely just stick him in a provoke set and then just leave him so you don't have to switch his gear around. I'm going to show you guys a couple of builds here that work pretty well for Hydra as well. So here we go. A 9-piece protection set on him actually works pretty well because he does land 2 buffs, so he can increase your overall team's damage by 10%. Now this is a bit of a more stronger late game build. Obviously a 9-piece set's not easy to get. 300 speed's not easy to get. But this build's not ideal either because you can definitely stack more HP and then give up a little bit more defense. But this is just the gear that I had on this account so far. But this kind of build totally works, especially when you squeeze more damage out of your Hydra teams. All right, next up for Hydra, I think this would work as well. We got a 4-piece Merciless set, basically trying to capitalize on this 30% chance to decrease the random skills cooldown by 1. You want to decrease this one so you get more turn meter boost. And then you have the Relentless set. So you get more turns, you get more A1s, you get more heals, you get more good stuff like that. So this kind of build could work for Hydra as well. Again, it's a little bit more of a late game, end game kind of build, obviously based on the stats. You can also pair Artor up really, really well with this. This is called a Revenge Accessory. So any Revenge Accessory gives you a 5% chance to counterattack when they're hit. Again, you can benefit from the AoE heals. You could even put the counterattack accessory on the Stun and Provoke sets so that you get more A1s out. It's just another source of counterattack that you can put on Artor and make him really, really cool and shine in PvE wave content. Now, lastly, I'm going to show you guys the build here that I think would be the ideal build for Hydra, and it's going to be a 4-piece Hex set. You don't necessarily need the Merciless set on the refreshes, but I think the Hex set on Artor makes perfect sense, especially for Hydra. He's going to be landing Hex on everybody with his A1, and then he's going to have a chance to get extra turn meter boost and increase attack and strengthen on your team with the Merciless set. So this build, I think, works really, really well for Hydra. He doesn't need accuracy, he just needs speed and some HP to make him work. Decent build, nothing too crazy or anything like that. Can definitely handle, up to Nightmare difficulty, for example. Again, for Hydra, I'm probably going to stick with War Master here. You're not going to take Fearsome Presence, as you may take with the Provoke and Stun sets. But yeah, let's quickly show him in a Hydra run, and we'll see exactly how well he performs. All right, guys, so I stuck him on this team here. We're just doing hard difficulty, but I want to show you guys that he's going to be capable of carrying this team as basically the sole Hex champion, and as well as one of the only sources of healing on this team. Of course, we have Leech from Razelvarg as well, so that's going to be a big factor, but he's going to provide some decent healing. Increased attack's going to be beneficial to Sisia, Razelvarg, and Shamail here as well. We do have a heal from Ugo a little bit here as well. And like I said earlier, the other option is to put him in a Provoke set. So it really depends on what you need. If you have, a Hex champion on your team, you can put him in a Provoke set, so you can land Provokes with his A1. But in this case, we are showcasing him with a Hex set instead. So let's quickly see what he can do here. I'm going to manual this a little bit here. Place HP burns first. And yeah, we'll just see how he does. So first you open with the increased attack, turn meter boost, and all that. Let's go speed down from Thorman. Got the Shamail attacking, igniting, all sorts of stuff happening. I'll show you guys the stats and all that on these champions after. And then we got the A1. There we go, landing 2 hexes there. It is only a 50% chance to land the hex, so it's not 100%, but if you get more, retaliation hits, more counterattacks and all that, or if you have ally attack, that also works really well. You can definitely use a hex plus retaliation set as well. That would probably work pretty well for Hydra. So definitely some variations there. Merciless is probably not super necessary, but it's kind of nice just to have, backup revive just in case. For example, here comes the heal, nice little heal there. We land Hex on 2 of them. Considering that it's a single target revive, sometimes having, obviously a faster cooldown on it definitely helps. Shamail doing his thing. This needs to be fixed one day, I hope, Plarium. He is in Provoke set, so that's why you see the Provoke here on the Head of Decay. We will cleanse off a little bit just for a heal. All right, we got the Razzle Dazzle. Strengthen. Strengthen's really, really good. Thor's really good, of course. I'll kill that guy off. And yeah, if he had a cruelty blessing, it would be really, really good because his AoE will just land decreased defense on everybody. HP burns coming out. All right, everybody's burned. Decreased defense coming out with the weaken. And we got the A1. Boom. Hex being applied. Yeah, very, very good. He's the sole hexer on this squad. Works really well, even though he only really has one attack. It's a good attack. It's a good attack. Not insane, but it's solid. Not insane. So Shmael doing his thing. Thor kills himself. Oh no, right? Thor kills himself. Oh no. End of run, etc., etc. Actually, I want to test if Thor gets revived and attacks the head of mischief or a decapped head. I want to try that. I don't want to trigger him right now, but I want Artor to pick him up. Oh, he just died. Okay. Let's see which one he attacks, actually. Okay. So he does attack, the lowest HP, which kind of makes sense. I wanted to see if he attacked the decapped head or the non-decapped head, regardless of the HP difference. Maybe we can get back to that. Oh, Thor died again. Okay. Parameter boost. We'll do that. Get a heal. HP burns. Okay. And A1. Landing hex anywhere? Nope. No hex being landed. All right. I just want to see which head he actually prioritizes. Hold on. Let me set this up. Okay, so I set this up. So we have one decapped head, and then we have one head that's less HP than the decapped head. Let's see where the revived champion will attack. I think he would probably attack maybe this one because it's decapped. They should prioritize this one. If it attacks the Wrath head, then something's wrong. Let's pick him up. So I don't know. I don't know, right? I think maybe that's how it works for everybody. But at least now we know. So it literally attacks the lowest HP head. It doesn't override with the decapped head. So that's kind of good to know. I didn't know that, or maybe I forgot about that, but that's good to know. Anyways, so that's going to be it for that. I mean, he's a support champion. It doesn't really matter about his damage or all of that. Razovar gets the most healing because he lands the leech. Everybody's benefiting off that. Artor, like I said, his heal's not insane, right? His heal is barely, like, slightly worse than Ugo's cleanse heal, which is like once every 4 turns. And his is on A1, so it's not healing for insane amounts or anything like that. But yeah, his kit brings a lot of versatility. Like I said, I'm going to show you guys 5 builds here. I think I showed you guys all 5. And I'll summarize that up right now. So all 5 of the presets I have, basically, I have the stun set with retaliation, I have provoke set with retaliation, 9-piece protection set, relentless with merciless, that works pretty good. And then you have hex with merciless, or you can run hex with retaliation as well. So all these builds are very, very solid for PvE. It just depends on what you want to use him for. So hopefully this video will give you guys some ideas on how to build your brand new Artor. I think he's a great champion, especially for the early and mid game players. And as a freebie, I think he's super solid. Obviously, he's not going to fit into a lot of end game rosters, end game teams, or anything like that. Maybe he will, I don't know, but I don't think so. I think he might be like a plan C or plan B backup, maybe for live arena. If you need like a secondary booster or something, or all your boosters are taken up, or somebody else picked them or something, he might fit in there, maybe with a supersonic set or something like that. But for PvE, I think he has a lot of value, especially for newer players trying to get through some content, right? Slap a non-accuracy, your fastest stun set on him, and then he can do some work for you. Same thing with provoke. Provoke set can be very good for Hydra as well, to help you build teams. So I think this guy's very flexible. I think he's very good. He's not insane, but I think he's very solid. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this video. Let me know if I missed anything. Let me know what you guys are planning to do with your Artor. And thanks a lot for watching till the end. Appreciate your time, and I'll see you guys in the next one.